Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at a couple of puck team fights that I took. So this was a ranked game I played. I did quite well. I'll quickly show you guys the scorecard. And in this game, 21-5 and 21 in a very difficult game. You can see, I'm going to show you a team fight 16 minutes in to start the video. We are currently 2K behind. So it really comes down to how well I can execute the team fight with the current net worth that I have. So all in all, I want to show you guys how this plays out, how I make the decisions that I make so that you guys can make them as well. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like literally with the GameLeap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota and you want to take it more seriously, the GameLeap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. Well, getting into our first fight of the game, there's a couple things you have to consider when you're playing a hero like Puck, Ember, Void Spirit, Storm Spirit, anything of the like, right? Any one of these heroes that kind of plays around mobility, kiting in and out, right? The first thing you have to note is your disables. That is always the number one thing. Who disables me? So my major threat this game is Pangolier if he had a blink. I knew he didn't have a blink, so that's currently not a threat. It's not a major threat. Hoodwink Bushwhack, not a major threat. Potentially can kill me, but easily avoidable. Ice Path is not terrible, but same thing as Bushwhack. And kind of same thing for Call. That's probably the most dangerous initiation tool against me right now. It's relatively quickly, but even that is silenceable and dodgeable if I play fast enough. And so really, this is what you would call a generally free puck game. There's no orchids, there's no, really fast initiations, there's nothing like that, right? And so I can go pretty ham. And you'll see at the start of the team fight, I'm gonna play like that. I'm going to jump the first person I see. Now, if I'm playing against a Shadow Shaman, this jump you're about to see is actually a bad idea, right? I'm gonna go on the axe, hit him with my Witchblade, and then go to the orb. Only reason why I end up going to this orb here is I kind of determine that the fight is happening here, here, and here. The only two heroes that could be here is Jakiro and TA, and while they could theoretically kill me, I wanted to take my chances with it as I didn't have my blink up. After that, I'm going to take the long way around. The reason why I don't stay this way is I assume that the TA and Jakiro are here, and I don't want to walk through them, right? That's probably not going to work out. At this point, I assumed that after this Pango roll, he was going to swashbuckle to the right. This was a really nice read, and what I do here that's really important is I actually click on the Pangolier, and I click on his roll to see when it's going to end. You'll see that in a moment here. So what I do here is I click on the Pangolier to see when his roll is ending, and when I see that it's about to end, I throw my orb ahead, which actually connects on the Pangolier, so that was a pretty crazy read, and the key thing there is it actually prevents the raindrops from going off, and then I was able to finish him off with a really big coil. On top of that, I don't panic, I continue to kite out. I do not waste my phase shift, right? I understand that if I phase shift here, I potentially could just get Ice Path. So instead I stay on the side. I don't know what Jakiro's doing, and we kill him off. And you can see we just absolutely dismantle the enemy team in this team fight, finally finding the Hoodwink at the end. And the key thing there really was my confidence to go in on the axe. I instantly drop him low, which makes it easy for my team to take him out. And the only reason why I'm comfortable doing that is once again because I already identified previous to these team fights who actually threatens me, and that's key throughout this game. So getting into this next team fight, nothing really changed, except for the major thing that I have to keep in mind now is there's a blink dagger on the Pangolier. So once again, I'm gonna look to generally jump their backline. Puck is pretty awful against BKB heroes. The only advantage Puck has against BKB heroes is you can force the BKB, but I can't really force TA BKB. I can kind of force Axe BKB to be fair. So like if I see the Axe and I jump him, that's actually good, right? Because I can silence him, orb him, Witchblade him. That's gonna do about, let's say about half his health, maybe slightly less, but that's really good because he's often gonna panic BKB to get rid of the Witchblade so he can blink in afterwards. So what I'm looking to do in this fight is I'm gonna look to see the TA and then ignore her. When I see this TA, what I'm able to do so well that helps me, be a high ranked player is I'm able to look behind it. I'm able to like prevent myself from tunnel visioning because the average player, I'm gonna keep it real guys. Average player, you can tell this by looking at their replays. All they do is look at the first person they see in like 9 out of 10 fights, 8 out of 10 fights, right? And so instead I don't get blinded by that, and look what I find on the side. I see the Ice Path, and really my main intent here was to kind of just locate this Bushwhack I mean, the Ice Path and the Acorn Shot that I just saw, I assume the supports were next to each other. Now, lucky for me, I was able to find the axe as well, and this was huge, because now I get a 4-man coil. I get a 4-man coil, I'm able to phase shift dodge the Pango roll, so basically I waste Pango roll for my team as well. I mean, this is good as it gets. I was a little bit lucky on the axe call, right? I mean, on finding the axe, but look at that. Exactly what I talked about. Axe has to panic BKB, did about half his health. He's in a very uncomfortable position now. Hit a 4-man coil on the backline. Hoodwink's now half HP as well. And this fight is just set up for success. All I have to do now is kind of chill, wait out these BKBs a little, and then I'm going to look for the backline once again. I maybe could have silenced the Pango here. Wouldn't have been a terrible option. I knew he had no defensive item, but he is a little bit tanky, so I didn't really want to do that. I felt he was like slightly too tanky for me to kill. So instead, I looked for the Jakiro on the backline, take him out. I'm going to chase the Hoodwink here a little bit. Didn't end up finding her in the trees. She had like scurry camouflage or whatever, I think. Or I don't know, maybe she was just tucked away in the trees. I think she has scurry camouflage. Either way, ends up peeking out once again. And now, because I forced this axe BKB earlier, he's just not a threat to me anymore. I can silence him. Don't have to panic when he's hitting me whatsoever. So I can jaunt as late as I want to. Hoodwink dies. Free 2 kills for us. And as this fight continues on, I'm not going to panic. I know there's no stun at this point. I think Pango maybe has a basher. No, he doesn't need a basher. So he's like, literally, there's no way I can die. So I'm confidently going in here, find the Pango on the side, clean him up. TA gets found by the CK, and we're back in the game. We were actually 3k gold down at the start of the fight, so pretty huge. All right, getting into our next team fight. We're 31 minutes into the game here, and I'm going to look to jump the Roche Pit. So the key thing here when you're looking to jump into the Roche Pit is you actually want to blink into the Ice Path. This is really important because my Shamans, you can see, me and Shaman are on the same page here. We both understand that, that blinking into the Ice Path is just a really good idea, right? It's a really good way to make sure that you get 2-man Axe called into 2-man Rolling Thunder. So really keep that in mind. You guys might want to try out that play. It's just one of those maneuvers that works out really well in the majority of situations. All jokes aside, we got a team fight breaking out mid. My team ends up kind of feeding here. So this is where I want to show you guys what to do when that happens. Now, I'm specifically playing Puck with Kaya Sanj and bots, which basically means I'm the best wave clear hero in Dota. I basically can't be picked off in a lot of games, and I one-shot creep waves. So you'll see, this looks like a good team fight, right? I kind of throw my orb, go on the Pango, he was a little bit too tanky for me to kill, but things are looking pretty good. But I quickly identify, okay, my Necro died, my Enigma bought back, and he's kind of useless now, because he didn't have his spells or anything like that. My Shaman died and my CK had to TP out. So with very little hesitation, it took me a little bit too long there, I will admit. I could have TP'd like 3 to 5 seconds earlier. But with no hesitation or limited hesitation, I'm able to clear up the top side of the map. On top of that, I knew that TA had her shard, and so I had to be very careful about playing around these traps. You can see she actually was hunting me here with her Shadow Blade. She has Shadow Blade shard. I have no Dispel, which I was a little bit greedy, I will admit. My build is definitely a little greedy here. The no Dispel build is definitely a bit of a risk, I will admit. However, I wanted to take the chance, right? I wanted to take the chance in going this no Dispel build and just be much more of a menace in team fights. All right, and to end off the video, we're gonna look at a fight mid as I'm continuing to clear waves in the attempt to give my team the vision advantage. So I clear mid and I'm pinging to my team, and you can see I'm checking the Pengo's items here. I'm saying like, okay, this guy has no Dispel. If I silence him, he's stuck, right? And we take advantage of that. We jump in with the Shaman. Unfortunately, Axe comes in for the save, but we're able to hit him with the coil, prevent him from getting out, and that's a huge start to the fight. After that, I wanted to look for this Hoodwink on the side. Unfortunately, I got baited by her shard there, so got a little bit of my time wasted. Here, you know, I kind of understood that it's very unlikely that I can die. I had to be a little bit careful of TA shard, I will admit. But you can see I wanted to be very, very confident. I even blinked towards them. And this is not something you'd want to do on the majority of heroes, because most heroes, if you do this, you're just going to get ran at and die. But obviously on Puck, it's pretty good. I dropped Jakiro to half health. I look to the side for the Hoodwink once again, who unfortunately baits me again. But we're able to just clean up this fight. And I kind of zone out the backline a little bit there. The biggest thing, though, that I wanted to show you within that clip is, like, you have to be checking items to identify whether or not your silence is useful or not. To know whether or not your silence is a guarantee. Because if I don't check the Pengo's items there and I tell my team to go on him, and he just easily escapes, it could actually get us counter-initiated on by the Axe, and our whole team could get team wiped just based on that. So you got to really understand that when you're playing something like Puck or a hero like Skywrath that has kind of weak disables, right? I can't disable someone through BKB necessarily, but but I can really grief this Pango. And if we continue to watch this game, you'll see it multiple times come into play. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.